I'm just getting ready to make my morning smoothie, and I was thinking about something that I know I used to question. When I was looking for the blender that I wanted to get, there's two brands out there that are really well known. Actually, three. I know there's a Ninja, a Blendtec, and a Vitamix. And I'd already checked into the Ninja and knew I didn't want that because it has a stick with all these different blades coming off of it. And if you're packing greens down into your blender, you don't want to be sticking your hand down there with all those blades. And it makes it very hard to really fill your blender full of greens if you have that stick with the blades in it. So I already discounted using a Ninja. I knew I didn't want a Ninja. And then there's the Blendtec and the Vitamix, and they seem very close. When I looked online and compared, everybody either loves the Blendtec or they love the Vitamix, and it was hard to discern which was the better one. But I went with a Vitamix because it had just been around longer, even though it cost me just a little bit more. It was like $10 or $20 more than the Blendtec. I thought, I'm gonna do that. I've heard of it longer, and got it, and it's been working fine. I've been very pleased with it. At one point, my son wanted to get a blender, and we decided to get the Blendtec for him, and that way, we could try out the other one. Especially, I found out after I got my Vitamix that the Blendtec actually has a blade inside that's not sharp. So, and it's interesting is that doesn't matter when it comes to blending the produce or whatever you put in, whether that blade is sharp or not sharp. I don't want to say it's dull, but it's not sharp. Doesn't matter because it's spinning at such a fast rate that it pulverizes anything that's in there anyway. And I know for me, this sharp blade kind of can do a number on my rubber spatula when I go to clean it out. And I want to be careful of my fingers. So I had thought, well, gee, a Blendtec would have been nice because you don't have to worry about cleaning it and cutting yourself. So my son got the Blendtec, and he said it was fine. Of course, he didn't know how to compare it with a Vitamix. When I was visiting him, I thought, great, I don't have to take my blender. I'm just going to use his blender when I get there. What I found out was that his Blendtec could not do what my Vitamix does. I was not able to make the same size of smoothie. I had to, and two, even though the pitcher was close to the same size, it just throws stuff out of it if I fill it too much. Where this, I can fill it right to the lid and not have a problem. I've never had a problem with it pushing the lid off or exploding or anything like that. I had quite a time with his blender, and I found I had to put a lot less in it, in order to have it run without spilling all over or spewing or exploding. And it really didn't do as good a job. I had to play with it. His had pre-settings on it, like a smoothie setting, and it could sense the thickness or viscosity of your smoothie, and it just did it all automatically, which I thought initially was great. But I wanted it to run longer. It didn't make it as smooth as I wanted it. And I had to figure out, well, what do I do now? How do I play with this thing? Because of the preset settings, I couldn't just get it to do what I wanted. You had to pick a setting, which I thought was frustrating. I finally had to put it on the soup setting in order to make my smoothie because I wanted every little bit gone, and I wanted the flax seeds that I put in to be pulverized. And with his, if I kept it on the smoothie setting, it kept bits and pieces and things, and I wanted it smoother than that. I guess they were assuming you're just putting in milk and fruit and that you weren't putting in greens and flaxseed. I don't know. I needed a heavy duty blender. So all in all, choosing if I'm to buy another one, I'm going to buy another Vitamix. I'm very happy with this Vitamix, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to compare it with the Blendtec, because I would not have known had I not tried it that I think the Blendtec just doesn't hold a candle to this. And for $10 or $20 more, I feel like I'm getting a lot more out of this. So I just thought you'd find that interesting. I know I did. I'm not getting any money for this. Nobody knows I'm doing this. I just giving you my opinion that I think this is the better blender because it's really worked very well for me and I get very nice smoothies out of it. So that's it. Just, well, I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions, ask down below. All right. And I ordered mine from the Vitamix website and I got a new one. I didn't get a reconditioned one. I got a new one. But, you know, you can get a reconditioned one because people trade them in, I think, and then go for different gadgets. I don't know. I'm happy with mine, so whatever. Talk to you later.